What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, your DIY guy. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead, like and subscribe so you can catch all of this exciting DIY content. Now, this is part 2 of an epic landscape transformation in the heart of Sandton, Johannesburg, in a very upmarket suburb called Sandhurst. I'm sure if you're familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. Now, this is part 2, and part 1 ended off with us starting to build and construct these side pillars for this outdoor table. But listen, we've got a lot going on. We have the Boma and Firepit, we've got the pergola coming, we've got the artificial grass and a bonus project on top of it. So you definitely don't want to miss out. Now you can see both of these pillars have been constructed in a double brick fashion, and we're going to be adding concrete lintels to the top. Now these are probably the thickness of one brick layer, but we'll add bricks on top just to fatten it up so that overall the sides and the top have a similar thickness. And you can see we've used about 5 or 6 concrete lintels, and this will just allow us to have the full width, which is about 500 to 600 mils wide. And that will be a perfect place for your afternoon sundowners that you can enjoy by your fire pit. Now, we definitely don't want you or your afternoon cocktails to be rolling around. That's why we've made the table perfectly level on the top, and it's going to go up another 100 mils just to make it the perfect thickness all around in that U shape. A huge shout out to all our Nail and Screw subscribers. Thanks to you guys, we're now eligible for Super Thanks, which means you can continue showing your love and support by donating to the channel, allowing us to produce more awesome content into the future. And you'll also be able to post a colorful comment. All our Super Thanks subscribers will get a special shout out at the end of every video. Thanks again, and let's jump back into this one. What is up, guys? We're back again for another update, and we've gotten the table, the outdoor table, set up already. Both pillars have gone up, and the first half of the top is gone up, and then we're going to add some bricks on top just to fatten it up to make it consistent all around, so you've got a similar thickness for the top as well as the sides. And then of course we are bringing over our building supplies because we are getting started with the Boma and Firepit very soon. So this is very exciting because soon we'll be having something coming from the ground up. So stay tuned. Coming up next on Nail and Screw. Now that the table is fully constructed and the concrete top is curing out, we can go ahead and do the final preparations for the Boma and Firepit. We're just chopping out some of the existing brick or rocks that were in place to give us enough space so that we can build the entryway of the Boma and Firepit area. These rocks weren't too difficult to get out of place, but needed some TLC, if I can put it that way. We'll repurpose some of those bricks in the fill for the seat and also the surrounding area. But you can see we've got our bricks in place as our supplies, as well as the mortar mixture to go ahead and start constructing, so that we've got a nice smooth process to continue from start to finish whilst mortar is being supplied, that the brickwork can continue going up from the ground. So as a reminder, we're going to be building a perimeter of a double brick wall that will be the back surround, and then we will also construct the seater area, which is about 500 mils high, so that it's comfortable to sit down, and the backrest will probably be 1 meter in height, and then we can move on to the plasterwork in the end. Here's a better view of what the structure is starting to look like, and we've got the outer perimeter wall as well as the inner wall where the seater will be, and that cavity will be filled with all the rubble and bricks and rocks that we excavated, so that we don't use unnecessary new material, keeping the cost low for the homeowner, but also repurposing the fill that you won't see anyway in the future because it'll be plastered and covered up and suitable for that fill. Now this is some of the landscaping weed barrier that we also obtained from our local nursery. This was quite a length because we've got the landscaping on top of the building, but also close to the fire pit and pergola, which will prevent weeds from coming up for our new ground cover, which is going down, and you'll see that a bit later on in the video. Here's a view of the steps, and we're just creating some space behind it so that we can complete the entryway. And again, we've had to chop out some of this existing, I'm not sure what type of stone this is, but it came apart quite easily. It just was too many in the place, so we had to excavate it as well. Here's a better view of the structure as it's about halfway, and it's getting filled with that rubble, so it makes completion much easier instead of bringing in new fill. By the way, are we friends yet? Make sure you're subscribed to our Instagram channel where you get access to VIP content before YouTube. And on the top, we didn't forget about this area. We are now getting down after the plants have gone in to securing that weed barrier in place. And we place it around each of the plants just so that we don't have any pesky weeds growing in. And also, it would be a nightmare to clean amongst all of the gravel stones that are coming in shortly. Now this is some of the gravel stone that is going down on top of that weed barrier, and it's a beautiful color, especially when it gets wet. And this goes straight on top of that weed guard, and we spread it out in the area, and this just holds down the weed barrier but also prevents any weeds from growing up. It also makes the area much easier for maintenance because you don't have to till the soil, you don't have to pick out weeds, and it gives a great contrast from the existing pavers that are there, the color of the wall, and that striking green color from that viburnum plant. It is probably day 4 or so. We're into the second week, so I've kind of lost the track of time. And you can see behind me we've built the back seater of the Boma and Firepit. We've also filled in the concrete surround where the seat will actually be, and then the backrest as well. So it's coming along quite nicely, looking pretty good. We're mixing up for some plaster today so we can get on with the plaster work and just doing some finer touches. You can see our steps have gone in as well, which looks pretty cool. And then in the center we'll also be having a couple of those red clay bricks just to surround our fire pit and make sure that the heat doesn't cause any issues. And then after that we can lay down our weed fabric and our gravel, which is going to tie into what we did in the front. So pretty excited about the progress so far, looking pretty good, and the homeowner is pretty pleased as well. So let's get on with it. So we've added a side project which is for the cinema room downstairs, and that's to create a raised platform for the homeowners cinema room where some seats, some lounger seats will go on. The dimensions for that is about 2.6 meters long by 1.4 meters wide, and it's about 20 centimeters high. So we're going to be using this pine wood that you see over here, as well as some thick masonite board. It's quite hard, actually it's MDF wood, and that will just create the top. And then we're going to create a framework in order for it to be quite stout, because those chairs are quite heavy. So let's take a look at how we do this. As with all great side projects, at the last minute, a quick sketch up on the actual materials works wonders. And here you can see we've got 2.6 by about 1.4 meters. So let's go ahead and get out the old trusted tape measure, start measuring up, and get on with the cuts, because there's many. If you want to know more about this awesome cordless Bosch circular saw, then go and check out this video that's flashing up on screen, where we did a complete tool review from start to finish. Cordless tools are the way to go, especially with Eskom in South Africa. You never know when you're going to have power, and on sites where it's a brand new build, this is definitely one for your arsenal. So go and check out that video, links are in the description. Sure you love carpentry just as much as I do, but I nearly got carried away and forgot we have an entire build happening elsewhere. We've got our electrical conduit lines going in and ready for the electrician to come and wire up the two pillars that'll have beautiful ornamental lights on each side, and we've connected them about 200 mils beneath the surface. Remember, we're going to be adding some more soil and gravel on top here so that it's protected from any future gardening, unless they are wild with a pick, but at least it's protected by that conduit line before it hits any electrical lines. And we're just firming up this pillar so that we can go ahead and connect both sides of these electrical lights from one side to the other. And of course, over on the outdoor table, we have the plaster work that has cured up slightly, ready for cutting. And cutting just means smoothing it out. So we're using a straight edge and the spirit level just to determine the right depth to which we can then cut the excess plaster off, as you can see in the image over here. And so that is done both sides of the table, on the long and short sides, so that we can get a level line. And then we use this C channel, which allows for us to cut the excess of the plaster so that it can be floated after that and made smooth or rough to texture, depending on what the client prefers. And I think given that this is an outdoor application, we'll probably give it a rough texture finish. I'm super excited to see how the Boma turns out, but you're gonna have to wait for the next episode. I hope you subscribe so you catch every bit of this epic DIY landscaping renovation, from the bonus project to the outdoor table, the pergola, the landscaping, you name it. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of the action. But until next time, we'll catch you on Nail and Screw.